Hello everyone and welcome back to the CO2 Rundown. I'm your host Chad Owens. Hope you guys had a great weekend. It was a winning weekend for all of us, in my opinion, as our University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior football team got their first win of the season and the first win for new head coach Timmy Chang in the Timmy Chang era. So congratulations there. We're going to talk more about that in the show. Look, I got to remind you though, football fever, right? It's back. It's been back. And the prizes is better than ever. Weekly, right? Trips for two, thanks to Vacations Hawaii to Las Vegas, plus $500 cash in your pocket. How can you compete? Well, hey, go get yourself a football fever ballot in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Select your football picks, right? Who you think's gonna win. Compete with myself and the rest of the panelists, and give yourself a chance to win. And you gotta turn it in to Select Long's Drugs by Wednesday to give yourself a chance. So go do that. There's a big green egg Kamada grill at the grand prize at the end of the season. You do not want to miss out. Mahalo to Long's Drugs for all of the support of the show. Let's dive on in to the CO2 Rundown. First win in the Timmy Chang era. I got to say congratulations to my former quarterback for getting this first W. You know, and it didn't come easy. You know, against a team like Duquesne, where you think we'd be able to steamroll over them. But, you know, I was at the game. And football will always come down to fundamentals and discipline. You know, creating turnovers, not turning it over, and just, you know, taking advantage, finishing in the red zone, things like that, scoring touchdowns as opposed to field goal attempts. And so, you know, with all that being said, we got the win, and that's all that matters. It's a great feeling. It's good for that locker room, but we still need to continue to get better as we're approaching, you know, conference play. We got to grow, and the unfortunate part with football is the teams that are able to stay healthy, right? The good teams that ever stay healthy throughout the whole season, they give themselves a chance. Well, we've been hit with an injury bug. Right, you know, starting receiver Zion Owens without week 1. He's slated to sort of start taking some reps this week. We'll see if he's going to be ready. But Jonah Panoke, who is our leading receiver right now, went down and is out with a broken collarbone. He will miss the remainder of the season, unfortunately. And, you know, Jonah's a really good kid, humble, works hard, does all the right things. And I know he's a leader in that locker room. You know, but when injuries happen, it creates opportunities for other guys to step up. It creates the opportunity for ralliness, right? The defense, special teams. We need to rally around each other, right? We need to make up for that loss because Jonah is a big part of that offense, right? And so I think moving forward, we just need to continue to find ways to get better. Take the things that we're doing well and build upon that. Right? Take the things that we know we need to work on and bring that up. And this is going to be a weekly process, right? Throughout this season. This is what me and Timmy actually sat down and talked about in the pregame show, that this is a process. This isn't going to be an overnight sort of like turnaround or overnight success. It doesn't happen that way. So, you know, just as long as the coaches have bought into that, the players have bought into that, and us as fans, right? We need to also buy into that this will be a process. And like the saying goes, we need to trust the process. And so look, congratulations again to our UH Rainbow Warriors getting that W. I know it's a good feeling for them, getting Coach Chang his first win. And I know it's a good feeling for him to sort of move on past this part of his coaching career. He got his first W. Let's shift focus back to what's important. And that's this week. Let's go Bows. Staying right here with our Rainbow Warrior football team, but from a different angle, as Dave Reardon has an article in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser sort of talking about our passing game, which is very, very limited right now. And I think part of the reason is, you know, we've had a lot of shuffling, right, at the quarterback position. So number one, I believe the coaches will sort of iron this out. They're going to figure out, okay, who's going to give us the best chance to be successful passing the ball, right? Because as much as we love to just be physical and pound it up front running the ball and just sort of like have that sort of dominance on defenses, that's a great identity to have. But you're not gonna do it being one-sided. And even the players themselves know that. Coaches know that, right? Everyone knows it, that we need to find ways to be more successful in the pass game. And hey, is it quarterback, obviously, but is it schematically? Do we need to sort of, add some things? Do we need to, really self-tape, self-coach, and look at ourselves and be like, okay, can we add some things in the passing game to give ourselves more of an opportunity to be successful there? And, with New Mexico State coming up, a very winnable game this week, then we go into a bye. So I think during that bye week, we're going to be able to sort of iron those things out. And again, I talk about the process, trusting the process. We got to go through this. As a new team, new coach, new offense, new everything, we got to go. We got to play games. We got to win. We got to lose. We got to fail, right? But we got to fail harder. We got to try harder. And I think that's what we did this past weekend is we failed going 110 miles an hour, right? We gave Duquesne some extra opportunities, roughing up the punter, but we were coming after it, right? We got one, right? So we got a little hungry and we kept coming, but we got to be able to mix the intensity with the discipline. And then we got to be able to mix in that passing game to sort of open up our running game, right? And vice versa. So that's what Dave is really focusing on in this article is we need to do a better job passing the ball. And, I do agree on that. And so first things first, let's get back to work this week, focused on winning each and every day, each and every snap on the field and in the film room. And that's how we're going to continue to progress this season. Let's go, Bows. Into the NFL, where our own Tua Tagovailoa had a career day. He's got the Dolphins off to a great start this season. And I had a really good feeling that this was going to be the case where Coach McDaniel's coming in, bringing in Cheetah, Tyreek Hill from Kansas City. He's got the right coach. He's got the right offense, and he's got the talent around him. Tua threw for 469 yards, 6 touchdowns, as they came back in Baltimore against the Lamar Jackson-led Baltimore Ravens team. Right? They were down 35-14 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Ended up winning the football game 42-38. Now, there were other comeback wins this past weekend, but we like to focus on our own. And Tua, in my opinion, has just silenced the critics. Right? Just the big shh. To go into that type of environment, to have the poise, we all know he has poise, but to do so at the highest level against a team like that speaks volumes to his character. Obviously, we all know him, in his faith, but his belief. We talked about trusting the process. He trusts the process, and he's got the support of his teammates. That's the biggest thing. You got Tyreek Hill, who came from Kansas City, who had Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback, backing up Tua, saying, no, Tua's got it. And look, they connected on multiple scores, big-time plays, and this team is just resilient. All right? I see the Miami Dolphins really doing some things this season. So, Tua, congratulations, man. Keep doing it and at the highest level. Fins up. Went over to San Francisco, my son's favorite team, right? San Francisco 49ers. Last year's QB controversy, right? Jimmy G, sort of end of the season, they're trying to find ways to trade him in the offseason because they're moving forward with their draft pick, Trey Lance, who was the starter this season. Jimmy G restructured his contract, taking significantly less money, and he's remained in San Francisco. He loves it there. And look what happens. Trey Lance gets injured, breaks his ankle, done for the season. And in comes Jimmy G, who only had limited amount of reps and balled out and led them to a victory. Here's what's interesting though. Jimmy G's contract, right, because his salary was so low, he's got a lot of incentive-based monies. Right, so listen for this. For a lot of people who don't really know about the type of contracts that are out there. Incentive-based, meaning, and performance-based, is if you perform, you get paid. So in his contract, he had, if he was to play 25% or more of the snaps in a game, he gets a $250,000 bonus. That's right, $250K, one game for playing 25% or more of the snaps. And if they win, he gets an additional $100K. So he got $350,000 bonus just for that one game. That's pretty nice. And he's going to continue to do so for the remainder of the season. So shout out to Jimmy G. We talk about being resilient. We talk about trusting the process. Guys, this is what it's about, right? Today may seem so dark, so down, but we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. The sun's going to come out. The skies are going to clear, and here comes this opportunity. So just keep plugging away, keep trusting the process. Jimmy G, man, congratulations. And I know my son, Chad Owens Jr. is super excited that his Niners got it done. It was a huge football weekend, and so we're going to close this thing out with the last story here. And again, another football one. It's talking about our locals, one of the tops in the state, right? Kahuku, who traveled and went to take on the nation's top-ranked football team in St. John Bosco. Unfortunately, we didn't come up with a win, right? We lost 34-7, but that's okay. You want to play the best. In order to be the best, in order to continue to learn more about yourself, you got to go in and challenge yourself. And that's exactly what our boys did. And those types of experiences, I'm so thankful that there's so much more of these travel games now to give our guys, our teams here that experience, because we all have the same goals as high school athletes, right? To go on and play college. As football players specifically, hey, some of those guys, those top-ranked high schools in the mainland, that's who we're going to be playing against at the next level. So it's a good way to kind of see where you stack up. And you take that experience and you bring it back to Hawaii. And that, in my opinion, it just makes you better as a football team, right? You never lose, right? You always learn in defeat. And so I know they went out there, they did just that. And I know they represented a lot of family, had traveled out there to support them. I know the Red Raider Nation, they travel strong and they bring it each and every time. So look, hey, you guys have nothing to hang your head on. Keep it up high and just take it as a learning experience. And I know whoever you guys got next, let's just say, I know you guys are gonna be ready to go to battle. So congratulations on that. Good luck and keep doing what you're doing. Red Raider Nation. And that is it for today's show. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in on this beautiful Monday afternoon. And don't forget, get yourself a football fever ballot. There's a lot of football going on, right? So you might as well go select some picks. You never know. You might just win that trip for two to Las Vegas thanks to Vacations Hawaii, plus $500 cash in your pocket. So take advantage of that. Thank you so much again to Long's Drugs for all of your support. I'll see you guys come Wednesday. Aloha.